Welcome to Locked and Loaded Sports. It's time to lock in, load up, and win big. If you're serious about sports and love cashing in on solid picks, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get to work. In this video, we will discuss Week 16 NFL picks for every game on the Sunday slate, using a blend of historical data, advanced sports analytics, and real-world sentiment to deliver sharp and sometimes contrarian betting picks. We start off our Sunday slate of games with a non-conference clash that has the Dallas Cowboys installed as slim favorites over the visiting Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers arrive in Arlington with immense momentum, riding a 3-game winning streak and possessing one of the best records in the AFC. In Week 15, quarterback Justin Herbert and the offense delivered a gritty, low-scoring victory on the road against a formidable division rival in the Kansas City Chiefs. A contest sealed by a critical defensive turnover, and the final result closed the door on the Chiefs' playoff hopes. Despite a few key offensive injuries, this team's calling card is now its defense, which ranks squarely in the top 10 in scoring, providing elite resistance to opposing attacks. Furthermore, they have proven to be a valuable bet on the road, winning 4 of their last 6 away from home. On the other side, the Dallas Cowboys enter this game in desperation mode, having dropped 2 consecutive contests, including a disappointing home loss in Week 15, where their red zone execution was lacking. Quarterback Dak Prescott and the explosive passing attack remain the engine of this offense, boasting the league's top-ranked home passing unit. However, the Dallas defense has been hemorrhaging points lately, sitting near the bottom of the league in scoring defense and showing vulnerability to both the air and ground game. While the Cowboys have a respectable record against the spread at home, their current form is trending in the wrong direction, making this home field advantage feel tenuous. This matchup sets up a classic conflict of opposing strengths: the Cowboys' explosive, high-scoring offense versus the Chargers' stifling, top-tier defense. However, the overall reliability, current winning form, and crucial defensive advantage all lean toward the visiting team. Given the Chargers' stellar run against the spread recently and the Cowboys' alarming trend of allowing massive point totals, we anticipate a tightly contested game that ultimately falls into the hands of the superior defense. For this game, we are looking at the underdog to keep this game well within the margin. We are getting locked and loaded with the Chargers to cover. Do you think the Chargers will cover on the road? Leave your picks in the comments. And now we move to an AFC mismatch where the surging Buffalo Bills travel to face the struggling Cleveland Browns. The Bills are big favorites, a line that speaks volumes about the current state of these two franchises. The Buffalo Bills are currently one of the hottest teams in the league, riding a 3-game winning streak and showcasing the dynamic, explosive offense we have come to expect. In Week 15, quarterback Josh Allen put on a spectacular show, overcoming a massive deficit to deliver 35 points and 4 total touchdowns in a crucial road victory against the Patriots. The Bills' offense is dominant, ranking 3rd overall in scoring, and their road rushing attack is nearly unstoppable. This team has found its playoff rhythm, and history is certainly on their side, as they have covered the spread in 5 of their last 7 contests against the Browns. Conversely, the Cleveland Browns are in the midst of a disastrous season, evidenced by their embarrassing 3-31 loss in Week 15, where the offense mustered only a single field goal and a paltry 190 total yards. The injury report is severely impacting their ability to compete. With multiple offensive linemen and key tight end David Njoku ruled out, their offense has become historically inept, averaging a mere 13 points per game over their last 3 outings. Furthermore, the Browns have been a long-term liability for bettors, failing to cover the spread in 15 of their last 20 games, a strong indication that they consistently failed to meet expectations. While the Browns do possess an impressive home passing defense, ranking 1st in the league, their ability to stop the Bills will be negated by their own complete inability to score points. The spread is a reflection of the massive 13-point scoring differential between these two teams. Against an aggressive defense, the Browns' turnover-prone offense, led by a rookie quarterback playing behind a compromised line, is highly likely to commit the mistakes necessary for the Bills to pull away. Considering the Bills' elite performance, the Browns' complete offensive collapse, and the strong betting trends in favor of Buffalo, we see no reason to believe Cleveland can keep this game close. We are getting locked and loaded with the Bills to cover. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. We are keeping the chains moving to Nashville, where the struggling Kansas City Chiefs travel to face the Tennessee Titans. The Chiefs are road favorites with a line that is under extreme scrutiny due to recent performance and injury news. The single most consequential piece of information heading into this game is the status of Chiefs superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Having left the Week 15 loss to the Chargers with an injury, and with backup quarterback Gardner Minshew taking the snaps, it fundamentally changes the offensive outlook. With Minshew starting, the burden of production will immediately shift to the backfield and veteran tight end Travis Kelce, who will need to improve dramatically upon his meager 1 reception performance last week. Complicating matters further for Kansas City is a battered offensive line, which struggled in their last outing and may be missing key personnel, making it nearly impossible for the Chiefs' sputtering offense to consistently move the ball and cover the spread. The Tennessee Titans, despite their disappointing 2-12 record, pose a serious threat to the favored Chiefs, especially given their dominant historical performance in this head-to-head matchup. They are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 contests against Kansas City, suggesting they consistently play them tough regardless of the team's differing seasons. The Titans offense, led by rookie quarterback Cam Ward and a formidable rushing attack featuring Tony Pollard, who exceeded 100 yards the last 2 weeks, has the capability to control the clock and keep the Chiefs' struggling offense off the field. This unit will lean heavily on Pollard to sustain drives and capitalize on the vulnerability of the Chiefs' offensive unit. Factoring in the Chiefs' alarming 0-5 against the spread record in their last 5 games overall, paired with a long-term pattern of failing to perform on the road, all momentum and betting value lie with the underdog. We are getting locked and loaded with the Titans to cover. Don't forget to slap that like button. Thank you very much. We now turn our attention to the interconference battle in the Superdome, where the New Orleans Saints are favored over the New York Jets. The New Orleans Saints enter this matchup with a fragile but alive momentum, having secured an upset victory in Week 15 thanks to a clutch late-game field goal. The offense, led by quarterback Tyler Show, demonstrated impressive resilience and clock management on their decisive drives. Crucially, the Saints have been excellent for bettors recently, going 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games and covering the spread in their last 3 contests overall. While the Saints have struggled to win outright at home this season, their recent betting performance and historical success against the Jets, going 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 matchups, provide a strong foundation for optimism. However, the Saints' offense ranks near the bottom of the league in scoring, a factor that prevents the spread from ballooning. The New York Jets are reeling from a devastating 48-20 road loss in Week 15, a performance defined by multiple turnovers from their backup quarterback Brady Cook. The Jets are severely compromised due to injuries at the quarterback position, forcing them to rely on an inexperienced player who threw 3 interceptions last week. The defense, despite its respectable season-long rankings, was unable to stop the onslaught, allowing a massive 48 points. The Jets are in a particularly poor trend position for this road game, sitting at 1-6 straight up in their last 7 road games and having a long-term pattern of struggling to cover the spread away from home. Their record against the Saints is also poor, failing to cover in 7 of the last 10 meetings. This game pits a New Orleans team finding ways to cover and win close games against a Jets team that is imploding offensively due to injuries and turning the ball over constantly. The major difference here is the quarterback situation. The Saints, even with a low-scoring offense, have a capable quarterback who just led 2 clutch scoring drives, while the Jets' quarterback situation is dire. The recent trend of the Saints covering, combined with the Jets' historical struggles both on the road and against New Orleans, makes the home team favorite a safer pick for us. We are getting locked and loaded with the Saints to cover. And now we head down to South Florida for a matchup about pride, where there is not much at stake other than some people playing for their job next season. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the road against the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. The Bengals entered this contest in the midst of a difficult stretch, having dropped 6 of their last 7 games, including a demoralizing shutout loss to the Baltimore Ravens just last week. While Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase continue to provide glimpses of brilliance, the Bengals are currently besieged by a wave of injuries that has left their roster dangerously thin. Key contributors like wide receiver T. Higgins, tight end Noah Fant, and right tackle Amarius Mims are all battling to clear protocols and injuries, leaving the Cincinnati offense searching for stability against the Miami defensive front that has had their number in the past. Across the field, the Miami Dolphins return home after a hard-fought battle in Pittsburgh and look to lean on their significant home field advantages. Miami has been dominant in this series when playing in front of their home crowd, winning 6 of the last 7 meetings against Cincinnati at Hard Rock Stadium. The Dolphins boast an offense that leads this matchup in rushing efficiency, spearheaded by Devon Achane, who proved his resilience by racking up over 100 yards last week despite nursing a rib injury. With the forecast calling for temperatures around 80 degrees and high humidity, the conditioning of a depleted Bengals defense, which is currently surrendering over 31 points per game, will be put to the ultimate test. When you look at the betting trends, they paint a very clear picture of Miami's mastery over Cincinnati, as the Dolphins have covered the spread in 11 of their last 16 meetings. Cincinnati's road struggles are well documented this season, and their inability to stop the run consistently creates a massive mismatch against Miami's dynamic ground game. Between the mounting injury list for the visitors and the overwhelming success the home team has found in this head-to-head series, the data suggests that the home favorites are in a prime position to dictate the tempo. We are getting locked and loaded with Miami to win straight up. and a lean on the over. Our next game to examine is an NFC matchup where the Minnesota Vikings travel to the Meadowlands to face the struggling New York Giants, with the Vikings as slight road favorites. The Minnesota Vikings are experiencing a late-season offensive surge, highlighted by their impressive road upset against the Cowboys in Week 15. Quarterback J.J. McCarthy had a breakout performance, showing the ability to win with both his arm and his legs, leading the team to 34 points. This victory marked their second straight win and their second straight cover against the spread. Historically, the Vikings have dominated this matchup, particularly in New York, where they are 4-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 contests. The recent offensive boost and the momentum gained from a signature road victory make the Vikings the more reliable team entering this game. However, the Vikings continue to deal with a significant injury to their offensive line, with left tackle Christian Darrisaw being inactive. The New York Giants are currently mired in a severe downward spiral, having suffered their 8th consecutive defeat in Week 15 against the Commanders. Despite a solid statistical day from quarterback Jackson Dart, the defense allowed 29 points to a struggling divisional opponent. Compounding their woes, the Giants are in a ridiculously bad home slump, losing 15 of their last 15 games straight up in their own stadium. That's not just bad, it is actually sad, but we have to show a little respect for the fans who have been hanging in there all season. For what it's worth, the Giants' offense has shown flashes, but the problem is their defense struggles immensely, ranking near the bottom of the league in points allowed. They face an extremely challenging task in snapping their losing skid against the Vikings team that has historically beaten them soundly. The critical separation in this contest comes down to recent performance and historical head-to-head dominance. The Vikings are finding ways to win and cover, while the Giants have established a deeply rooted pattern of losing, especially at home. Given the Vikings' superior momentum, the significant 4-1 historical record against the spread when playing in New York, and the Giants' current inability to win a home game, the small spread seems entirely manageable for the favored road team. We are getting locked and loaded with the Vikings to cover. We now turn our attention to a pivotal divisional matchup in the NFC South, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are designated as road favorites over the Carolina Panthers. This game features two teams fighting to remain relevant in the playoff picture after tough losses in Week 15. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers enter this game in the midst of a disastrous skid, having lost 5 of their last 6 games, including a painful collapse in Week 15, where they surrendered a substantial fourth-quarter lead. This recent poor form is reflected in their current betting trends. They are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games. However, the Buccaneers possess an overwhelming historical advantage in this head-to-head matchup. They have won 5 straight games outright against the Panthers and have covered the spread in 7 of the last 10 matchups. Quarterback Baker Mayfield and the offense, which showcased star receiver Mike Evans and his ability to make big plays last week, they will need to rely on this dominance to overcome their recent struggles. The Carolina Panthers suffered a heartbreaking divisional loss in Week 15, losing on a game-winning field goal in the final seconds, a defeat that severely dampened their playoff aspirations. While the Panthers' overall record is mediocre, they have been excellent for bettors at home, boasting a 9-3 against the spread record in their last 12 home games. Quarterback Bryce Young and the offense showed fight last week, relying on running backs Rico Dowdle and Hubbard for scoring production. Despite this strong home betting trend, the Panthers' record against the Buccaneers is dreadful. They have lost their last 5 straight matchups outright against Tampa Bay and have failed to cover the spread in 7 of those last 10 meetings. This game sets up a classic conflict between recent momentum and past domination. The Buccaneers are ice cold in their current form, but the Panthers simply cannot find a way to beat or even cover against Tampa Bay. The spread is a psychological line, but the Buccaneers' overwhelming track record of success in this specific rivalry, including 5 wins and 4 covers in their last 6 games in Carolina, is too strong to ignore. The Buccaneers need this win to salvage their season, and their previous superiority suggests they will find a way to secure a victory by at least a field goal. We are getting locked and loaded with the Buccaneers to cover. Please leave a comment with your favorite picks of the week. It helps our channel out a bunch. Thank you. Our first afternoon game to break down could be the most compelling clash of Week 16, which is a battle that has 2 of the AFC's most scorching teams colliding at high altitude, with massive playoff implications hanging in the thin Denver air. This isn't just a regular season game. It is a potential AFC Championship game preview featuring the explosive offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to face the brick wall defense and unprecedented winning streak of the Denver Broncos. The line is tight, with the Broncos favored by a single field goal at home. The Denver Broncos are one of the most dominant teams in the league right now, riding a stunning 11-game winning streak, and showcasing an incredibly stingy defense that ranks near the top of the NFL in points allowed. Their Week 15 victory over the Packers, in which they overcame a second-half deficit, only reinforces their reputation for being a resilient winning football team. Denver is nearly unbeatable at home, where they are 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 contests and an immaculate 5-0 straight up in their last 5 home games. This team is built on defense and a strong running game, a combination that thrives at home, making them a consistently safe pick to win. The Jacksonville Jaguars are equally hot, entering this contest with a 5-game winning streak, going 5-0 against the spread during that same period. Their Week 15 performance against the Jets was an offensive masterpiece, highlighted by quarterback Trevor Lawrence's career-high 5 touchdown passes and 6 total score. The Jaguars' success on the road has been noteworthy, as they are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 road games. However, when facing the Broncos in Denver, the Jaguars hold a surprisingly strong betting trend, going 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games against the Broncos. This suggests that while Denver usually wins at home, the Jaguars typically manage to keep the game within a field goal or win outright. This matchup features 2 teams in peak form, but the road team's success in this specific venue strongly contradicts the home team's overall dominance. While the Broncos' defense and long home winning streak are compelling, the Jaguars' current offensive explosiveness, particularly the play of Trevor Lawrence, should be enough to challenge the Denver defense. The trend of the Jaguars consistently covering the spread when playing in Denver is a powerful indicator that the Jaguars will keep this game close, likely coming down to the final possession. We are getting locked and loaded with the Jaguars to cover. If you're still here, you are feeling our vibe. Please be sure to subscribe. Thanks. Our next game might not be the most exciting, but it is NFL action, so we feel compelled to discuss it. We have the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Glendale, Arizona to face the severely injured Cardinals, a game complicated by one of the most lopsided historical betting trends in the NFL. This isn't just a contest between 2 teams with similar records. It's a battle against the historical hex as the Falcons travel to a stadium where they simply cannot find a way to win. The Falcons enter as marginal road favorites. The Atlanta Falcons are riding high after a spectacular Week 15 road win, fueled by the career-defining performance of tight end Kyle Pitts and a stellar passing day from veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins. This offense proved it can score with the best of them, averaging 7.2 yards per play in the process. Furthermore, the Falcons are a strong bet on the road this season, covering the spread in 4 of their last 5 away games. However, the sheer weight of past battles bears down on them when they enter the Arizona desert. The Falcons have not won a single game in Arizona in over 20 years, holding an atrocious 0-5 straight-up record against the Cardinals on the road. The Arizona Cardinals are arguably the league's most compromised team due to injuries, with multiple Pro Bowl caliber players sidelined, which contributed to their Week 15 blowout loss. Their current form is abysmal, going 0-5 straight up in their last 5 home games and failing to cover in 6 of their last 7 home contests. Despite these glaring weaknesses, the trend in this head-to-head matchup is overwhelmingly in favor of the Cardinals. They are an astonishing 5-0 straight up and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games against Atlanta. The Cardinals consistently play the Falcons tight in State Farm Stadium, and the spread implies a field goal difference, making this historical pattern too compelling to ignore. This is a rare situation where recent form and current health are overwritten by a deep-seated past and pattern. While the Falcons are the better team on paper right now, the Cardinals have a proven, decades-long ability to neutralize and defeat Atlanta at home. Given the small spread, the consistent reality of the Arizona Cardinals keeping this game close or winning outright on their home turf remains the strongest predictive factor for us. We are getting locked and loaded with the Cardinals to cover. Our next Sunday game to analyze takes us to Motor City, where the Detroit Lions host the Pittsburgh Steelers at Ford Field. The playoff race is intensifying for these 2 teams that sit at 8-6 but are trending in opposite directions. So the Detroit Lions return to their home turf looking to stabilize a defense that was just dismantled for 41 points by the Rams. Despite those defensive woes, Detroit remains the gold standard for offensive production, ranking first in the NFL with over 30 points per game, led by Jared Goff and the ever-reliable St. Brown and the dynamic Gibbs. The Lions boast an elite indoor track speed and a rushing attack that gains nearly 5 yards per carry. However, the health of their secondary is the major storyline, as the Lions are desperately hoping to see safety Kirby Joseph and cornerback Robertson return to bolster a unit that has struggled to contain explosive passing attacks. The Pittsburgh Steelers arrive in Detroit fresh off a physical 28-15 victory over Miami that proved they could win even without their defensive heartbeat, TJ Watt. While Watt's status remains the subject of conflicting reports following his lung procedure, the Steelers' defense has shown it can still suffocate opponents through disciplined gap control and veteran savvy. Offensively, Aaron Rodgers has found a rhythm with physical targets like DK Metcalf, and the ground game has remained steady even with Jaylen Warren battling recent illness. The Steelers have a knack for turning games into low-scoring grinds, which stands in stark contrast to the high-flying environment typical of Ford Field. Historical data and betting trends for this spread offer a fascinating tug-of-war between regular season dominance and head-to-head mastery. Historically, the Steelers have owned this matchup, boasting a 5-0 and 1 record in their last 6 meetings with Detroit. However, that dominance predates the current high-powered era of Lions football. Current trends show that Detroit has been a formidable force at home, winning 16 of their last 21 games at Ford Field. Conversely, the Steelers have been a difficult team to trust on the road, covering the spread in only 2 of their last 9 away games. While the line is significant, the mismatch between Detroit's top-ranked scoring offense and the Pittsburgh defense that may still be without its premier pass rusher creates a difficult path for the visitors. As we record this video, Watt is still questionable to play, and the Lions have shown they can pull away from opponents in the comfort of their dome, and their superior yards per rush differential suggests they will control the line of scrimmage. Even if the Steelers manage to keep it competitive early, Detroit's ability to score in bunches, combined with Pittsburgh's recent road struggles against the spread, gives the home team the edge. We are getting locked and loaded with the Lions to cover, with a lean on buying a point to get the number under a touchdown. Now we prepare for a tale of 2 teams in the AFC. We have the soaring red-hot locomotive known as the Houston Texans meeting the train wreck that is the Las Vegas Raiders. This Week 16 matchup is an extreme study in contrast, featuring one of the league's top contenders hosting a team completely decimated by injury and abysmal performance. The betting world recognizes this massive disparity, setting the Texans as overwhelming home favorites. The Houston Texans are surging with unstoppable force, currently riding a thrilling 6-game winning streak and showcasing a defense that has officially achieved elite status, ranking first in the NFL in points allowed. Quarterback C.J. Stroud has the offense humming, demonstrated by their 40-20 destruction of the Cardinals last week. Texans are a bettor's dream right now, having covered the spread in 5 of their last 6 overall games and a similarly outstanding 5 of their last 6 home contests. At home, with their defense thriving and their offense clicking, the Texans are primed to deliver another statement victory. The Las Vegas Raiders, on the other hand, are hitting rock bottom, coming off an embarrassing 31-0 shutout loss to the Eagles, where they managed a pathetic 64 passing yards. This team is broken, plagued by a 5-game straight-up losing streak and suffering from critical injuries, including their starting quarterback being sidelined. Their offensive incompetence is staggering, and asking them to score enough to keep up with the Texans, much less against the league's top defense, seems like a fool's errand. While the Raiders have historically been able to keep games against the Texans somewhat close against the number, their current form makes any historical trend irrelevant. This contest is less about a rivalry and more about current reality. The Texans are playing championship-level football, dominating opponents on both sides of the ball, while the Raiders are barely functional, struggling to put points on the board even against mediocre defenses. Given the Raiders' recent shutout loss and the Texans' relentless defense, we are getting locked and loaded with the Texans to cover. Before we get into the Sunday Night Football matchup, we wanted to say thanks to all our viewers, subscribers, and everyone who hit the like button. We really appreciate it. And now let's break down the last game on the Sunday slate, where the solid New England Patriots travel to face the defensively dominant Baltimore Ravens. The spread for this high-stakes game is around a field goal depending on your book, with the Ravens being the slight favorite at home. New England Patriots come into this matchup having seen their impressive 10-game winning streak snapped in a heartbreaking Week 15 loss to the Bills, despite jumping out to a massive 21-0 lead. Offensively, they possess an explosive running game, highlighted by Trevion Henderson's 2 long rushing touchdowns last week. For bettors, New England is one of the safest picks on the road, boasting an exceptional 6-1 against the spread record in their last 7 road games and a perfect 5-0 straight-up record in their last 5 road contests. Historically, they also hold a winning record against the Ravens, which adds an edge in this rivalry. The Baltimore Ravens are riding the momentum of a dominant Week 15 performance, shutting out the Bengals in a convincing 24-0 victory and showcasing a relentless defense. Quarterback Lamar Jackson played one of his best games recently, leading an efficient drive-based offense. And Derrick Henry had a resurgent performance with 100 yards on only 11 carries. Despite this recent success, the Ravens have struggled with consistency in their home stadium, holding a dismal 1-6 against the spread record in their last 7 home games and a poor 2-5 straight-up record in their last 7 home contests. This rivalry is historically competitive, with both teams trading victories, but the current betting trends are heavily skewed in favor of the road team. The Patriots have proven to be an exceptional value pick away from home, consistently covering large spreads and winning games outright. While the Ravens' Week 15 shutout victory was impressive, it was against the lowly Bengals. And their long-term struggles to cover the spread at home, combined with the Patriots' recent history of road dominance, makes the spread look very generous for New England. The Patriots' explosive running game is uniquely suited to control the clock and keep this game extremely close. We are getting locked and loaded with the Patriots. That wraps up another breakdown here on Locked and Loaded Sports. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest sports analysis and betting insights. More picks, more locks, and more action is coming your way. That's all for now. Stay sharp, stay ready, and get locked and loaded.